soul with it. Yeah.
What's going on, everybody? The Island Race TV back with another video, and I would like to talk to you guys about the Lakers and a few topics I wanted to cover. I was going to do a separate video, but I figured I'll just convert everything into one and just speak about it and do kind of like a podcast type of thing. I don't know if you guys are going to listen to the full audio. If you do, take the time to listen. I truly appreciate you, and for those who don't, I appreciate you as well. But first off, I want to talk about Dwight Howard and how impactful he has been over the last couple of games when he's on the floor. Of course, I'm a diehard Lakers fan. We all know this. I'm in a Lakers group on Facebook, and it asks the questions to fans of the possibility of Dwight Howard winning Sixth Man of the Year. And I felt like I should do a video on this because I think this could be an interesting topic. I don't know why, but it could be an interesting topic. But I would just love to hear y'all comments and y'all thoughts on this. So I'm gonna just get right into it. Now, it's very early in the season, so I don't like to go overboard and just overreact about things. People are game to game. They talk about certain teams, other teams just being trash, and the Lakers are top of the West and all this other stuff, and they're just overreacting and getting hype and things like that. Like, I'm excited that we are at the top, but it's a whole lot of the season. It's a whole lot of season left, so it's okay to get excited, but I don't want to jump the gun. So that's why I'm not really doing any videos going overboard. But honestly, like right now, we do have an easy schedule. So I think once we get to like March and April is where we'll see the team's true identity. And just like last year, you had people overreacting with the Rockets, like, oh, they're bad, they're terrible, and all this stuff, like, because they had the 11th seed. But eventually they climbed up to get the top seed, to get a top 5 seed, I'm sorry. So we just have to wait. But I've been watching all the games, and if you've been watching all the games, you can see how impactful, and just see the impact that Dwight Howard has had on a nightly basis once he enters the game. He brings energy, he's blocking shots, he's cleaning up the glass, he's aggressive, and most importantly, he just seems like he's in a better space. He's in a new space mentally. It's like he's having fun, and he said he would make things right with Lakers fans. Now, if he can be consistent and do this all year, then he's doing what he said he was going to do. He's been a man of his word. Now, when I see Dwight Howard play, like, it's like he has something to prove now, and if he can sustain that for the rest of the season, I think the Lakers will give a lot of teams so many problems with him coming off the bench and giving us so much energy. Dwight Howard is only averaging 6 points per game, 7 rebounds, and I think that if he wants to win Sixth Man of the Year, I think he'll have to get his numbers up. Honestly, I think this year, I think they should have an award for most impactful player. Maybe he won't get the Sixth Man of the Year, but he can get the impactful player of the year. Like I said, I don't want to overreact because I initially stated that I didn't think that the Lakers should give Dwight Howard another chance, but they did, and it seems like it's paying off at the moment. But anything could happen. I don't know. Like I said, I can admit when I'm wrong, so let's hope I am wrong. I think Howard can be a little too dirty, as I've been watching the last couple of games. He could be dirty at times, so I think he need to clean that up and just not be. I understand he want to be aggressive, but you have to have controlled aggression. When players are going up for rebounds, he's kind of shoving them with his elbow and put his forearm into him. Like he got to control his temper. So I think in the back of his mind, in the back of my mind, I think it could go wrong, and I just hope that it doesn't go wrong. I hope he doesn't let this Hollywood lifestyle get to him like the first go round. But if the NBA creates a category for most impactful player, then I think Dwight Howard can possibly win that award. He can hands down win that award if he continues to play how he's been playing, because when he enters the game, he's changing the complexion of the game with his energy. He's getting the crowd into it. He's blocking shots. He's been aggressive. He's cleaning up the glass, setting screens, picking rolls, and dunking the ball. He's getting those lobs and converting. So like I said, he's rebounding, etc. So his impact is visible when he plays. But as far as winning six man, I don't know. I don't think he can win that unless he get his numbers up. Like I said, I think the votes will probably be given to Lou Williams. As of right now, he's averaging 20 points per game, the same amount he averaged last season when he won Sixth Man of the Year. So I think if Dwight Howard wants to get the Sixth Man of the Year, he has to get his numbers up to possibly around like 15 points per game or 16 points per game, 10 or 11 rebounds, and he just continue to work hard and just not get into these crazy situations and let people bait him in this season. And maybe he could win just based on the fact that people want to see someone new win any award, every season in a different season. So they may get tired of giving it to Lou Williams. And with Dwight Howard's story and his history with the Lakers, then turning things around, it sets the stage for him to win that award. But speaking of Lou Williams, speaking of the Clippers, we can get into Kawhi Leonard. We can talk about Kawhi Leonard, and it's just pathetic, bro. I'm just shaking my head. I told y'all about Kawhi Leonard. I told you guys, I was so enthused. I wanted for Kawhi Leonard to join the Lakers, but like I said, once he decided he didn't want to join the Lakers. Me and Damon Jones with me that, like we both said, that Kawhi Leonard will regret not joining the Lakers later down the road. He's going to regret it. Now, just imagine if Kawhi Leonard would have signed with the Lakers. Like, just think about this. And with how the Lakers would have constructed the roster around him, because players would have took the bare minimum to play with, like a lot of, B and C level or C and D level players. I say like B and C level players would have took the bare minimum to play with that team, that super team. And just think of the roster they would have constructed around LeBron, Kawhi, and AD. Do you really think Kawhi Leonard would have had to sit out games if he would have played with us? I mean, of course, he could have took nights off, and one night LeBron would dominate, or the next night Anthony Davis dominates, or the next night Kawhi Leonard dominates. They take turns. But this man is talking about load management and resting in games in his mid-20s, bro. Like, do you know that Michael Jordan was winning NBA championships and playing 82 games in his early, to mid-30s? You can't be serious, bro. And I pointed out this to you guys in the video on how Doc Rivers had an issue when he was speaking about the load management. Like, it's ridiculous. Before the season even started, he was upset about this. So I think it's going to cause a problem within the Clippers organization, because Jerry West is going to get tired of it. And Jerry West is the type of player that speaks his mind. He was able, to go to Shaq. He was the one that went to Shaq when Shaq talked about this story, how Jerry West came in there and basically was like, what are you doing? Like, just basically like, you in here ripping the toilets and, acting stupid and things like that. And, he's able to basically put stars back in. But, like I said, it's going to cause a problem. Like, Jerry West going to let him know, like, you need to stop being soft and get your tail out there and play some basketball. So, like, what happens when Paul George comes back and they're playing elite teams early in the season? Will he sit out? Like, will he talk about load management then? Now, I can see if you rest late in the season to avoid injuries for the postseason, but you missing nationally televised games. And if Kawhi wants to be this big star that he imagines himself being, like, missing nationally televised games is not the answer, bruh. It's not the answer, buddy. But, I think he has two reasons for doing it. One, this is attention and people are talking about it. It, creates headlines. It generates headlines. So that's going to help Kawhi Leonard stay relevant as well. So I'm pretty sure he looks at that factor as well. Secondly, maybe he's hiding an injury, or maybe he's an injury is worse than we're being told, and he doesn't want to hurt it even more. So that's why he said no. Or lastly, maybe he's just waiting till Paul George comes back. So we don't know. It's just one of those two. But either way, like I said before, Kawhi Leonard will regret not joining the Lakers. And the same thing with Paul George. I told you guys this years ago. A year ago, when Paul George didn't want to sign with the Lakers. So it's hard for me to even talk about this next topic as we, transition over to LeBron James and him possibly winning MVP. Because I'm going to be honest, like, I'm not a LeBron James fan. It is mainly because I'm a diehard Kobe fan. However, you have to give credit where it's due. And LeBron James has been playing phenomenally. LeBron James has been phenomenal. If he continues to play like this all season and the Lakers make the playoffs, which we haven't done in years, LeBron James getting MVP because he's getting the credit for it. And if he continues to play like he's playing and put up those big numbers, like I said, he's going to get the credit and he's going to, in fact, win the MVP because he could surpass Kobe on the all-time scoring list and other players. He could break more records, the triple doubles. Adding all that together, it sets up the stage. It sets the stage for a fifth MVP, and the media wants him to have it anyway. Like if you listen to, Rachel Nichols and like the whole entire media, I don't even have to name, like everybody in the media wants LeBron James to win the MVP. I think LeBron James' best game to me was versus the Mavericks. Like that game was just incredible. That he was making shots. I think my only problem with LeBron, like I said, is I think LeBron James should take a lot more shots. That's just my personal opinion. I think he gets a lot of high screens and he has a lot of room to get a shot off to where there's separation between him and the defender because when the big, whether that's Anthony Davis, JaVale McGee, or Dwight Howard sets a screen for him, he has that space and a little bit of room to get that shot off, and I think that he should take it. It seems sometimes he just overthink things. Sometimes it's like just let the game come to you and just shoot. And sometimes I can expect him to be Kobe's too much, and I'd be like, because Kobe's going to shoot. Like Kobe's just going to shoot it anyway. But like I said, me personally, I have Anthony Davis winning his first MVP, but it's LeBron James MVP to take if he continues to play at this high level. At this age, he's defending, taking charges. And if you watch that last game versus the Bulls, despite us being down by a large margin, LeBron was still going out there and competing at a high level. So, I mean, will he win the MVP? I could just say there's a high chance if he continue to play the way he plays. Because now he has help with Anthony Davis being around that gives him that confidence to win. And, just moving on. Possibly, like I said, it's a high chance. But moving on, Anthony Davis, Chicago comments. Now, a subscriber got upset because I said something about trading LeBron. And, y'all have to just process what I'm saying and actually listen to what I'm saying. And just ask me to break it down because I can break it down to you. Like, it's no, ill intent on what I'm saying, I'm going to break it down. Like, with Kobe and the Dwight Howard situation, it's kind of similar in a way. LeBron James is much older. And then you have the new guy coming in, which is Anthony Davis, who they traded for. It's kind of like the same situation. With Dwight Howard felt that the Lakers weren't trying to hand him the keys, that Kobe wasn't trying to hand him the keys, passing the torch. And which Kobe understandably was like, you got to earn it, which is fine to think. But like I said, LeBron is not Kobe, and LeBron is older now. And if it becomes the situation, like the Lakers don't look at, they look at LeBron in a different light than Kobe. Like Kobe is the man in Los Angeles. Like he's like, I was just talking about this the other day. Like it's two people that you don't talk negatively about in LA. Well, it's a couple, but it's people that are held dear to their hearts in LA. Tupac is one of them. Kobe is another one, and also Kendrick Lamar is starting to become one of those people as well. But it's a totally different situation with the two. He's not, Kobe. And like I said, LeBron is older. So if it becomes a situation where the Lakers may need to consider LeBron, it would be because AD is our future. And you have to assess what happened over the years. Nobody came here over the last couple of months and this year and last season and things like that, with the media saying that nobody wants to play with LeBron. I mean, look at what they said. And nobody came to play with LeBron James other than Anthony Davis. But I'm talking about in free agency. So no free agent came. And if nobody came this year, what would make you think if Anthony Davis left next year, who would want to sign? Like, let's say AD signs with the Bulls. Like, will we be able to sign another top player to play with a 37-year-old LeBron? That's all I'm saying. But as far as AD in Chicago, I'm not saying he's leaving. Like, I'm not saying it's guaranteed that he's going to leave. But what I'm saying is, expect the unexpected and be cautious. We have to be 10 steps ahead. That's all I'm saying. Possibly make a trade for another player just in case he does decide to leave. You already have another player. That way you already have another player to play with LeBron James in case he does leave, because he talks about Chicago on Twitter more than he talks about anything. Like, he talks about Chicago a lot. He's telling you, like, he tells you how much he loves playing at home in Chicago, how Chicago is the Mecca, not New York, and things, saying things like that, just making all these comments. And like him even saying, like, that last comment that he made, well, I mean, I am a free agent, you know, saying things like that. Like, all I'm saying is you can't put it past him and just get comfortable. We have to be calculated. We're really not in a position to go backwards. You never know how he feels. Like, just like he scored 40 points, 20 rebounds, and all Stephen A. Smith is going to go on national TV and say, oh, I wasn't impressed, because he scored most of his points from the free throw line. Like, you know how disrespectful that is? Like, that's incredible for him to accomplish those similar stats to Wilt Chamberlain. Like, come on now. Like, some big men can't even make free throws. And not even big men. There's players who's much smaller who can't make free throws. So no matter how he got the points, he got them. So I just thought that was disrespectful. So y'all think these players, they don't watch. You know, you think they'll pay attention to stuff like this, but they do. So just imagine what could be going on through his head. And, you know, LeBron could turn around and do the exact same thing, and ESPN to praise him for it. So that's my point. AD can get to the point where he feel like, hey, I'm getting overshadowed and we winning right now, and I'm putting up big numbers, but nobody's talking about it. LeBron James getting the credit. So you think, so what happens when we start to lose? This is all I'm saying. You got to put things into perspective. We winning right now, but what happens when we start to lose and Anthony Davis gets the blame? You know, how do you think that's going to make him feel? Like, he's going to be upset. And like I said, I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying that the front office need to be aware, be smart. So, you know, that's it. And lastly, I'm going to speak about the Lakers in general. I'm kind of impressed. You know, I'm just a little impressed right now. Like I said, the first time going 6-1, I think, in like 7 years. But like, for me, I'm really just ready for us to play some elite top competition. Like I said, we've had an easy schedule thus far. The only, you know, test for us has been the Dallas Mavericks. And I'm not saying like the Mavericks are like not a great team, but, you know, I'm talking about the teams that we believe are going to the playoffs. But I think the Lakers are looking quite unstoppable right now. But I want to see us versus top elite competition, you know, before I start to, you know, really get beside myself, before I start to really talking trash. And said, we're looking quite unstoppable once we get Rondo back. And just think like how great we're going to look. And just imagine when he comes back, you know, these next few games versus the Heat, the Raptors, the Suns will be a competitive game. Like, I think this is really going to be a test, because these teams aren't just going to lay down. Like, they're going to compete every night, and they're going to come out there and compete. You know, one team has just recently just won the finals last year, the Raptors. And if you watch the Suns this year, this is not the same Suns team from last year and the last couple of years, actually. You know, they have defense. They're playing, you know, with this tenacity. Like, you know, Monty Williams really got them boys competing out there. Devin Booker is playing phenomenal right now. You know, but, you know, Frank Vogel is doing a great job at making sure the Lakers make the necessary adjustments that they need to make to cut the lead, and, you know, not to get down, and make sure they don't quit, making sure we stay physical and just fighting. Also, Alex Caruso. This is like, I just had to mention Alex Caruso. He's playing phenomenal right now, and I like how he takes charges, and, you know, he's just, I like Alex Caruso. But like I said, Frank Vogel is making sure that we play basic, smart basketball. The fundamentals. I see us possibly going 2-1 on this trip. On these next couple of games, I could see us going 2-1. These next 3 games, maybe, you know, possibly lose to the Heat, but I think we'll defeat the Raptors. And this is just a prediction. I'm not gonna be one of those fans who be like, oh, we're gonna win every game every year, man, we're gonna go 82-0. Like, no, I'm not gonna do that. Like, I'm gonna make my predictions. If I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm not biased, like I said, but I think we'll defeat the Raptors, and I think we'll really defeat the Suns, because it's going to mean a lot. It's going to be, like one of those games where we have something to prove, because if we defeat the Suns and the Clippers got destroyed by the Suns, that's very impressive, and that's going to give people something to talk about, and that's going to give us an edge. But anyway, that's my time, you guys. I've talked a long time. That's, like I said, hopefully you guys took the time to watch. I truly appreciate each and every one of you guys for supporting the channel. If you listen to this full audio, bless you, man. I wish you all success in life. If you can, at least donate, send a super chat, when I go live, or donate to the Cash App, The Island Race TV, to continue to support. I'm gonna continue to just do videos, and I just thank you all for taking the time. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I'm out.
Othello on the